What's up everyone, Lost Frostbite here. Today we're going to be playing one of the top meta decks in Pokemon TCG Pocket, which just released a few months ago and has been one of my favorite TCG games to play as of recently. So like I said, we're playing one of the top 3 decks in the meta, my personal favorite of the 3. As you can see, I got all these different Mewtwo accessories, but with that being said, let's get right into the deck tech before we get into the video. I got 4 great games for you. I think I've taken 1 loss with this deck in over 20 games. It's going to show up to 16 because an event just recently started, but I played multiple rounds with this deck and lost maybe 2-3 games. It really hasn't been a lot. So let's get straight into it. We are looking at your classic Mewtwo deck list. So we got our Kirlias, Ralts, Gardevoirs, 2 Mewtwo's. We are playing 1 Mew EX, which just helps out with a handful of the matchups, for example, against opposing Mewtwo's. But it's also great into Charizards or some of those slower hand decks. And we'll get to see this once or twice where that Mew kind of comes in handy. And there isn't really much else to slot in here at that basic. So it's essentially just as strong as a Mewtwo, depending on whatever the opponent's playing. Then we got your basic potion package, an X speed, and a bunch of card draw and tutors. So we got 2 Pokeballs, 2 Mythical Slabs, 2 Professor's Researches. These are all going to be cards that are just going to thin this deck down, and it makes it so damn consistent. Every other deck in the format relies on flipping coins, relies on, building these super long chains. I'll win games without even getting a Gardevoir out there because some opponents just cannot get the pieces together. That's not most games. I'll be honest, the Gardevoir really secures the win, but that's something that's possible. And it's through these types of cards that we get even more consistent when it comes to pulling our Gardevoir. We also have 2 additional support trainers, that being Sabrina, which is just for very specific use cases. She's great. Maybe a card I would cut from the deck, just one that I'm trying out, and Leaf, who is going to reduce our retreat cost by 2. Also something that's great, not 100% necessary, because we do play 1 X speed. We could just start playing 2 X speeds instead of a Leaf, but since there's only 4 trainers in this deck, I don't really run into too many issues where I got multiple trainers in my hand that I'm trying to play at the same time. So with that being said, we're gonna get right into the game, and let's start up with game 1. All right, y'all, so jumping into game 1. We lose the coin flip, which is great. Going second, starting with that extra energy is awesome, and it looks like we're playing against a dark energy deck. So this is most likely Scolipede. This is the actual deck that's supposed to counter us in the format. So let's see how we do. We do have that weakness, so they're going to do extra damage to us. But let's see what we got. We do get the Mewtwo on the draw, 2 Kirlias, some card draw, and a Pokeball, which is good. Not amazing, but good. We do like seeing that Ralts early on. But even if we don't get it turn 1, it's not the end of the world, because we still wouldn't be able to evolve it. We do get our second Mewtwo, so we're going to go ahead, play that. We'll drop a Pokeball just to help thin out the deck for when we Professor's Research. There's our Ralts. Awesome. So is that or a Mew? Go ahead and hit our research, close out a Sabrina and a potion. Cool. And we'll get that Ralts out there. So not much we can do turn 2, but still a pretty good turn 2. We're just looking to, turn 1 actually. Just looking to find our Gardevoir, and the game's already basically over. We'll ignore that for 1 second. Go ahead and fix that. I had just gotten a message saying, what's for dinner. So no worries there. All right, they're playing up their coughing, probably looking to get some poison going. We do pull our Gardevoir, so Kirlia, Gardevoir, whole combo's completed right there. I'm gonna go ahead and Psychic Sphere, since he ain't doing too much, evolve our Kirlia and move on to the next turn. And here we go. This is a deck that's supposed to be countering us, and we're looking pretty damn good where we're at. Okay, they get their Evolve off with the Whirlipede. Looks like they're just sacking their Venipede. So we'll go ahead and take that this turn. We'll get our Mew. Go ahead and play that bad boy. Evolve our Gardevoir while we're at it. And just hit him with this Psychic Sphere. in this game, it isn't really beneficial to not play the second Mew or the first Mew. So we'll just throw it out there. I just don't want to get red carded and lose out on some advantages that I have. The only real games where it matters, or from my knowledge, let me throw that out there because this is a newer game to me. The only real games where it matters are when we're facing those Pidgeotto decks or those Pidgeot EX. I think it's Pidgeotto. That's where you're going to want to manage your bench. Oh, I guess, no, yeah, just there. So there are a few others, like if Lapras is out there, some of those water decks. Looks like they're going to get the Evolve with their Weezing. So they're going to be hitting us for some damage. Oh, and Sabrina. So they're forcing the Mewtwo out. I probably could have done a little better by distributing my energy. Just because we could have left that our Mewtwo EX at 3 energy. And been perfectly fine to start buffing up other guys. They hit us with the smoke screen. Let's see. We don't have to worry about that because we just drew that leaf. There we go. But how are you guys liking Pokemon TCG? Is anyone out there? I mean, I know people are out there playing it with me. That's for sure. I come from Magic the Gathering. I'm going to go ahead and knock out this Weezing right here. They got no energy on their Scolipede. Well, they got 1, but I ain't too scared of this Scolipede just because we're already at full health. But I come from a Magic the Gathering background. I collected TCG cards in the past for Pokemon. But honestly, this has been so fun. The decks are so consistent at 20 cards. No need for mulligans because you're guaranteed a Pokemon on the draw. It's really nice. And the games are short. It's not a Magic the Gathering game where it could take 40 minutes for me to complete one game if someone's got some crazy approach to the Second Sun combo. Like, no. People are playing the game, we're getting through everything, and it's quick. It's nice and quick, to be honest. So honestly, no real reason to throw that energy on there. I do want to add too, haven't spent a dime on the game. All free to play. I'll be honest, I am working on that free premium pass right now, which has been nice, but there we go. We take the win. The game's been free to play, and I built a tier 1 deck almost immediately. If your game is free and I can play in the meta relatively without, as much time investment, I'm opening it 15, 20 minutes a day, if that. That's just because I'm playing battles. We get an error. I hate when this happens. But there we go. But, it's been so fun, honestly. And it's very accessible. My goal is to start building more of these meta decks or try out some stuff just because I really don't have a lot of cards, to be honest. I really focused. I honed in on this deck and I'm building my second deck right now. But it's been really fun to the point where they're hooking me. I'm debating buying some of that Pokegold. All right, let's get into match 2. I guess while we're at it, we're going first. That kind of sucks, but we'll see. That golden Mew, y'all. My brother cracked that for me. Absolutely beautiful. I was literally yelling at him for cracking packs backwards because I like to, crack them forward, go through everything. First pack he cracks, complete dud. I'm like, oh shit, are we facing the mirror? Okay, anyways, I'm like, oh, dude, flip it over. It'll make it easier because I thought he did it by accident. He's like, nope, goes straight for it again, backwards pack. We get a Mewtwo on the mythical slab. That's awesome. And first card of that second pack, Mew EX, golden border. I'm like, dude, this is the rarest thing. And it just came out a few days ago. He was just like, yeah, that's me. Just it was too much for me to handle. My first golden card. I was so excited and had to throw it in the deck. I actually pulled a second Mew EX, just a standard one, the one we're facing against. But, and it looks great, but that golden border, man, you gotta flex it. So, right now, we're just kind of facing Mew versus Mew. I really don't care. We're getting all the card draw in the world. Holy. Research, mythical slab again, a Pokeball to get our Ralts. Now, we did have, a 33% chance to get another Mewtwo, which would have kind of sucked. But we didn't, and that's what matters. Do I throw the energy? You know what? I think we're going to throw it on the Mewtwo. just because the Mewtwo is going to do way more damage for our energy. Kind of hoping for that X speed, to be honest. But if we get it, we get it. Or our Leaf, I guess. We get it, we get it. We don't, we don't. It isn't the end of the world. We're just going to buff up our Mewtwo for the time being. And all we got to do is be able to one-shot their Mew. We don't have Gardevoir in hand. I'm a dummy. I'm looking in hand. I have a Leaf already. So I'm not even that worried about this 20 damage from his Mew. That's the huge positive with facing Mews is you can really limit them based on what you're playing. That's really all you got to do. 20 damage a turn is nothing. So if he's just building up his Mew EX, it's not the end of the world for us. As long as our Mew is out there. Because once we get a Gardevoir, not as bad. But if he gets our Mewtwo, that'd be pretty shitty. So debating if we Sabrina here, but we'll just let him go, play up some energy, and kind of go from there. He plays his own Sabrina, forcing the trade-in. We'll go ahead and bring in our Ralts, which is perfectly fine for us. I'll take that 20 damage from the Psyshock. And then let's pray we get the Kirlia. There we go. Kirlia in hand. We'll go ahead and buff that bad boy. Evolve him. Take a look. Throw another energy on our Mewtwo. And now all we need is to evolve our Gardevoir. Bring in the Mewtwo next turn with Leaf. And we are good to go. That'll be 2 prize cards. His Mewtwo on the bench has no energy. His Kirlia has no energy. We'll see if he gets a Gardevoir. But even still, he's not going to get to 4 energy before we kill him. On that Mewtwo, specifically. So, his hand's starting to thin out as well. There's our next Psyshock. We really don't care. He could have just gone for the smack. I don't know what he's doing. It's fine, though. So, we'll evolve our Gardevoir. And then switch out. Get her done. The animations do be a little long in this game. I'll give you that. I kind of wish I could turn them off. It's not terrible, though. Because like I said, our deck, it's so consistent, you know? I'm not... The coin flips. I can't do the coin flips, y'all. So we'll take out this Mew. The coin flips, if the day I have to play a deck with coin flips is the day I might not be able to play this game online anymore. Because the RNG, that's my favorite thing about this deck, is it's just so consistent. There's zero way he can win right now, and that's because of how consistent we are. We're always drawing a shit ton of cards. He concedes. Exactly. Always drawing a bunch of cards. So even if we don't get to our Gardevoir, which is the only catalyst of this deck, we're still going to have the opportunity to eventually deck out. Give him a little thanks. Nice mirror match. And let's sketch the next one. All right, so match 3. We're going second, which is great again. Not one of the best hands. Ralts, Mewtwo, 2 Gardevoirs, and a Professor's Research. So that's the one downside. I think that's the main inefficiency in this deck is your second Gardevoir, you don't really want it. I don't want to draw into it because it just holds up my bench slots. And that's not really that good. All right, it looks like we could be facing just a fire deck. It could be Charizard, Arcanine, just straight Rapidash, Ninetales, mix of all of them. I love the meta, though. Earlier I was talking about how this is one of the top meta decks. It is, but you don't need to be playing Mewtwo in order to win. You don't need to be playing Gyarados in order to win, or Golem, or or Pikachu, Charizard, any of these top decks. You can play whatever you want and you'll still win matchups. Now, these are just the decks that are the most consistent. So we draw into another research, which is awesome. We'll play our Mew. We're looking at Gardevoir, Kirlia on the bench, or that we're going to have on the bench shortly. So we're in a great spot. This potion, too, is really going to help us out because they're going to be relying on those coin flips to deal that 40 damage. I'd imagine they're probably looking at an evolve soon as well. And a Pidgeotto. So we are looking at a Pidgeot EX deck here, which I have not faced in a bit. Vulpix on the bench. So let's see, they're playing 3 evolution lines. That's where some inconsistencies might come from. Yeah. We'll see if they get their evolve. We'll go ahead and play this Pokeball. Hopefully get a Ralts. Okay. Not what we were looking for, but we'll take it. Always good to have a backup option. So we'll go ahead and Psychic Sphere. Increase our health with the potion, just in case Rapidash can kill. I'll be honest, I don't have that card memorized. I don't face a lot of them right now. All right, a Ninetales. Now, this is a card that always catches me, and they got the Pidgeot. Ninetales always catches me by surprise. Pidgeot just does extra damage depending on our bench, so we are going to have to play it safe with our bench this game. So see that second Ralts? Glad we didn't play it earlier. There really was no point. See if they win this coin flip. And this is what I was talking about, dude. Inconsistencies. 10 damage now. All because you took a 50-50 on a card. I'm not a fan. One sec. Let me check my sound settings. Okay. All right. So, not the best Mythical Slab flip. We're going to get our Gardevoir in there. We didn't really need Desai Shadow. I mean, we might as well. We'll go ahead and throw this extra energy on our Mew. But let's just Psychic Sphere here. Get that first prize card and go from there. Now, he can kill us with the Pidgeot, but he doesn't even have enough energy, so it doesn't really matter. Ninetales, though. Ninetales looking at 90 damage is crazy. Plus Blaine. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to take us out. Okay. Which puts us in a sketchy spot. This is honestly a rough looking game. We'll go ahead and bring in our Mew. And we're going to get to kill his Ninetales this turn. The Pidgeot has no energy. We did draw our Mewtwo earlier. Missed that for a second. We got a second Gardevoir, but we're not even going to play it. Yeah, we'll hold this Mewtwo just so we don't have to worry about his Pidgeot. All right. So, Genome Hack, kill this Ninetales. We don't have to worry about discarding an energy just because we have no fire energy. And that'll bring Pidgeot in, who we kill in two to 3 turns. It depends on if he plays anything on his bench. If he's smart, he won't. But he also, yeah, he could kill the Mew. We obviously can't let him. So we'll probably need to do some retreating. But we really got to watch the bench. There's no way we play routes this game. That's for sure. So, looks like we're going to have just 2 open turns, I'm guessing. One thing I wanted to throw out there for the creators and Pokemon Company is just upping the resolution just the slightest bit when you play on the iPad. Go ahead and take this 80 damage, but the Mew on the sleeves is looking a little crispy. I'm not the biggest fan. The backgrounds, everything looks great. The arts look great on the cards. It's just you get some pixelating on the sleeves. It's not pretty. Same thing with, like, I don't know, just the pixelating on the text on the cards too. I get we're not supposed to read them, but I just wish it looked a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and hit him for another 80 damage. This next turn, he's going to be able to do 100 damage, but I don't think there's any way he wins. Yeah. All right. I'm expecting a concede pretty soon here. Okay. So he starts to up his bench. You're going to switch him in so he can't kill it right away? Yeah. Looks like that's the case. So he stalls one more turn, which is fine. We still got Gardevoir on the bench. Honestly, we might even just hold the Gardevoir. We get a Leaf, which is cool. I'm not against it. Bringing out the Gardevoir just means we can't play anything else, but it kills anything he has. Go ahead and Psy Shadow. I guess a Blaine is scary. A second Blaine. It doesn't kill us, but could be something. Yeah, he's got one card left, so Blaine, maybe Giovanni. It's just Blaine. Okay, we're looking at a Magmar. So that's something we can't take out in a turn. Still got no energy though, buddy. Rapidash from the bench. Okay. We get an X speed. Let's... You know what, let's just get this over with. We're wasting way too much time out here. Because if we just switch out Gardevoir right now, we bring in Mewtwo. Pidgeot doesn't kill Mewtwo in one hit. Rapidash doesn't kill Mewtwo in one hit. Magmar doesn't kill Mewtwo in one hit. So all we really need to do is live one turn. Okay, I probably shouldn't have played the Ralts there. It's fine. We just live one turn, and next turn we kill whatever comes in. That's GG. Because Gardevoir plus our free energy. Yeah, that's only 14. Now, if he has a Giovanni, we're cooked, and we just misplayed because I played the routes. No need to play the routes. Don't do that, boys and girls. And he concedes. He does not have the Geo. So we're rocking it. There's another victory. Guys, like I said, this deck is so consistent. There is luck. Every card game is luck, but taking the coins out of Pokemon TCG is my way to play. That is the best way to play, in my opinion. You get even less luck-dependent games. Holy crap, the load time's another error. The games are way less luck-dependent, and that's what really matters. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to reflect on that deck tech. I can make a more in-depth video if anybody's looking for that. But like I said, super consistent, super fun deck. If you guys have any suggestions for things you might want to see, feel free to reach out, throw them in the comments down below, share, like, maybe we can get some more of these videos going out there if that's something people are looking for. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful one, and I'll see y'all around.